In recent developments, President-elect Donald Trump has made a sharp declaration against the BRICS nations, warning them that they will face a 100% tariff if they move forward with plans to replace the US dollar in international transactions. The BRICS group, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and several other nations, has been discussing alternatives to the dollar, particularly in light of its dominance in global trade and finance. This bold move comes in response to a growing initiative within the BRICS to explore non-dollar transactions and create a new currency to reduce dependence on the US dollar. Trump's statement, posted on Truth Social, emphasized that the U.S. government would not stand idle as these countries attempt to challenge the supremacy of the dollar. He firmly stated that any attempt by BRICS to replace the dollar with a new currency would lead to severe consequences, including the imposition of 100% tariffs. We require a commitment from these countries that they will neither create a new BRICS currency nor back any other currency to replace the mighty US dollar, Trump wrote. His warning extended to any country trying to replace the US dollar, suggesting they should say goodbye to selling into the wonderful US economy. The origins of this tension can be traced to the BRICS summit held in October, where discussions centered around strengthening the use of local currencies and expanding non-dollar transactions. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping have been vocal in their criticism of the US dollar's dominance, with Putin accusing the US of weaponizing the dollar to impose sanctions on countries like Russia and Iran. The goal of BRICS is to establish an alternative financial system that could help bypass the Western-dominated banking infrastructure, such as SWFT, and offer more financial autonomy to its members. While BRICS has grown significantly, with new members such as Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Egypt joining this year, the push for a new currency is a complex issue. Economic and geopolitical differences among the members could make it difficult for them to reach a consensus on such an ambitious plan. Despite this, China and Russia have continued to explore alternatives to the US-led financial system, seeking ways to circumvent sanctions and build stronger ties with other emerging economies. Trump's tough stance, however, is clear. Any nation that moves forward with creating an alternative currency will face severe economic penalties. This latest tariff threat follows previous remarks from Trump about imposing tariffs on countries like Mexico, Canada, and China. It reflects his broader policy approach, which involves using tariffs as a tool to assert economic power and push back against what he sees as unfair trade practices. With the rise of BRICS and its ambitions to challenge the US dollar, the global economic landscape is shifting. Trump's warning is a direct challenge to this shift, promising that any moves to undermine the dollar will be met with fierce resistance. Whether or not the BRICS countries back down or press on with their plans remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: tensions between these emerging economies and the US are far from over. Stay subscribed for more videos.